On the streets, cars spin out of control. Christian drivers are swept away in an instant, their vehicles crashing violently into everything in their path. Buses crash into walls. Trains derail because the drivers are gone. Horns blare incessantly. Security alarms blare, and the air is filled with the sound of bending metal and shattering glass. In hospitals, the confusion is absolute. Doctors, nurses, and patients suddenly disappear. Stretchers roll through empty hallways. Operations are left unfinished with scalpels falling to the floor, and incubators are left without hands to hold babies. The desperate cries of family members mingle with the screams of staff who don't understand what has happened. In factories and offices, chairs spin on their own, desks are empty, and hands that were typing seconds ago are gone. Bosses and employees stare in astonishment as their empty seats disappear in the blink of an eye. The machinery keeps running, causing accidents, fires, and collapses in a chain. Schools are a heartbreaking scene. Classrooms with empty desks, teachers missing from the blackboard, teenagers crying because their classmates are suddenly gone. Some are left alone in deserted playgrounds, unable to comprehend what has happened. In the countryside and at sea, the same thing is happening. Tractors are left running without drivers. Boats are adrift because captains and sailors disappear. Radio communications are saturated with emergency messages that go unanswered. Farmers working shoulder to shoulder see how suddenly one disappears and the other stays, fulfilling Jesus' words, "Two will be in the field, one will be taken, and the other left." In homes, the scene is even more intimate and heartbreaking. Husbands and wives who are sleeping together wake up startled. Some see that the person next to them has disappeared, leaving the bed empty and the sheets still warm. Desperate cries fill the houses. "Where are you, my love?" The echo of Jesus' words comes true. Two will be sleeping, one will be taken, and the other left. In some homes, it's the wife who disappears. In others, it's the husband, leaving his partner with a void that cannot be filled. Law enforcement agencies are in a state of panic. Police disappear, leaving weapons and patrol cars abandoned in the middle of the streets. Soldiers on duty vanish in an instant, causing congestion at military bases and borders. The confusion is total. No one can control the chaos because those who were responsible for maintaining order are no longer there. Families are being shaken to their core. Parents desperately search for their young children who are no longer in their beds. Wives run around the house calling for husbands who have just disappeared before their eyes. Brothers hug clothes lying on the ground, crying out in tears as they realize they have lost their loved ones forever. Even in churches, the scene is heartbreaking. In some places, pastors and many members of the congregation gloriously disappear, leaving empty pews, microphones falling to the floor, and a silence broken by cries of astonishment. But not everyone leaves. Some believers who knew the word but did not live in holiness remain paralyzed in the middle of the temple, their hands trembling and their hearts broken. Tears and despair overwhelm them as they realize they have been left behind. Amidst heart-rending cries, voices are heard crying out, "Lord, forgive me. Why didn't I leave too? I knew it, but I didn't want to obey." Churches become places of unbearable anguish, empty seats mixed with tear-stained faces, Bibles fallen on the floor, and cries of pain filling the air. In other churches, the pastors remain with the crowd, who also stay, and there, amidst tears and confusion, cries can be heard. "Pastor, why didn't you leave? You told us everything was fine. You spoke to us of prosperity, but not of holiness." The pastor, his face distraught, answers through tears, "I also stayed. I didn't live what I preached. Forgive me." Chaos invades the churches. Some fall to their knees, crying out to God. Others weep, clutching Bibles that have fallen onto the pews. Live stream cameras capture empty pews in seconds, and chats flood with messages shouting, "Jesus came, we stay." Television networks interrupt their regular programming. Presenters, their faces distraught, announce live what's happening. Millions of people have suddenly disappeared around the world. There's still no explanation. Cameras show cities plunged into chaos, crowds running, fires raging, planes burning at airports, roads blocked by endless crashes. The confusion is global. No one understands what has happened. Some speak of an extraterrestrial phenomenon, others of a massive attack. But among those who knew the word of God, the truth is striking. Christ came for his church, and they were left behind. The rapture has occurred. Christ has come for his church. And those left behind realize with horror that what they had always heard and despised is true. Matthew, Josiah, and Deborah, in different places, their hearts frozen, can't stop thinking about their parents' words. Jesus is coming soon, and we don't want you to stay behind to suffer the great tribulation. But it's already too late. Deborah runs desperately through the streets. Her heels click against the asphalt as she hears the echo of cries, sirens, and crashes around her. Her friends are left behind, screaming aimlessly, but all she can think about is home. Her eyes are red, her makeup is running from her tears, and her heart is racing. When she arrives, she violently pushes the door open and shouts, "Mom, Dad, Elijah, Esther, Daniel." The silence of the house hits her like a dagger. All she hears is the sound of her own sobs echoing off the walls. Then she sees Mateo and Josias in the living room, huddled against the wall, pale, their eyes wide open. When they see her enter, they too burst into tears. "They're gone," Mateo shouts, banging his fist on the table. "They're all gone." Josiah covers his face with his hands and says in a broken voice, "They warned us. So many times they warned us, and we didn't listen." Deborah staggers over and falls to her knees before them. Her words come out between sobs. "I laughed at Mom. I mocked Dad. I told them Jesus wouldn't come. And now they're gone. They're gone." The three of them's cries fill the house. They hug each other tightly, as if trying to comfort each other, but all they feel is unbearable pain. Their parents' words seem to scream in their memory. Mateo, his voice breaking, adds, "I was so busy playing the man, conquering women, living in sin. And now I would give anything for one more minute with Dad and Mom." Josiah looks up, his eyes filling with tears. "Brothers, there's no turning back now. The rapture has passed. What's coming now is the great tribulation, and we are here." Deborah clutches her hands and cries, her heart wrenching. "I don't want to be here. I don't want to. How could I have been so foolish?" Despair engulfs them. The house that a few hours ago was filled with voices, prayer, and peace is now a tomb of memories, with empty beds and silently folded clothes. In that embrace of tears and lamentation, the three realize they have been left behind. The pain of absence is unbearable, but even more terrible is the certainty that the coming days will be the darkest humanity has ever experienced. Sobbing, Deborah stands up first and shouts, "Let's go to church. Maybe we'll find answers there." Matthew and Josiah nod desperately. They run together through the chaotic streets. At every turn, they see desolate faces, people kneeling on the sidewalks, families hugging each other and crying, and young people running aimlessly. Ambulance and police car sirens blare incessantly, while fire lights illuminate the night in the sky. When they arrive at the church they so often despised, the scene is devastating. The temple is open, but there is no worship, no praise, no adoration. There is only crying. Dozens of people are prostrate on the floor, banging on the pews, weeping desperately, crying out loud, "Lord, forgive me, I've stayed. Give me another chance. Have mercy on me." The three brothers advance trembling among the prostrate bodies. They recognize some faces, friends, neighbors, Sunday school classmates, all with tears in their eyes, pleading for the impossible. An older man, clutching his Bible to his chest, looks at them and says in a broken voice, "I told you so. I warned you so many times. Jesus came and left us." Deborah falls to her knees beside him, crying, "It can't be. I thought it was just a story, that it wouldn't happen." Another woman approaches, her face swollen from crying. "We all thought the same thing. We played with sin. We put off the decision. And now there's no more chance." Josiah, his voice trembling, asks, "So what will we do now? What awaits us?" A young man crying in the corner responds with rage and pain, "The Great Tribulation. That's what's coming. Suffering, persecution, judgment. We were told it, we read it, but we didn't believe it." Silence falls again in the room. Only sobs can be heard. Mateo, head in his hands, shouts, "I would give my life to go back a few minutes and apologize, but it's too late." Then an old man stands up, his voice firm despite his tears. "Brothers, we can no longer change the past. What we can decide is what we will do now. We will have to be strong."
The Rapture is Here TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on TikTok and Facebook to receive updates and important information about the Rapture and end times.